Hi, this is Melissa Blair with the Sales Techs, and this is my first in a series of videos that I'd like to do to show you a number of different marketing campaigns and how we go about building successful campaigns. And we use a three-step system: plan, assemble, and monitor. And the planning stage is right here, what I'm going to be showing you, where we literally, I'm going to just erase this at this point. We literally map out what we want our sales plan to look like. This is usually an online marketing plan in some case. In this case, we're going to have a freebie that will drive people to a bridge page to collect the freebie. And on that bridge page, we're going to be encouraging to sign up for the webinar. And so that's what we're doing here. There are so many different ways we can set all this up, and it all depends on each customer's business, what they want to promote, how they want to promote it. And so often we just kind of throw together an idea of what we're going to do, assemble all the pieces and try it with a few ads and go, oh, that didn't work. We're going to encourage you to go back and do each step, the plan, and then assemble and then monitor, because it's the monitoring piece that allows us to measure everything that's working and is not working. And so it's very important that we don't throw a bunch of money during this planning stage and through the projection stage, I should say, until we really get it dialed in, and we know that we are going to make money with this. So in this case, we're having 3 different freebies, and we're going to test each one to see which one pulls the best, converts the best. We've got a custom ebook, custom quiz, and a custom checklist. And each ad is going to drive to each one of those. So in this case, we took a Facebook ad driving to the custom ebook, Instagram ad driving to the custom quiz, and Google ad driving to the custom checklist. And here's where we're going to make some projections and say, let's say we get 700 here, 450 here, and 900 here. These are just numbers that we're pulling. We don't know at this point if this is going to make us money or not. So we'll just leave those as is. Then we drive people to the bridge page. And the bridge page is where they can collect the freebie that we were giving them, also have a video explaining the freebie and how it fits into our whole process or your whole process, and then encourage them to sign up for a webinar, which will educate them even further on what it is that is being sold at this point, or at least being taught at this point. So again, we're looking at, let's say, our percentage of people that sign up for the freebie and then go to the bridge page. Well, actually, this should be much higher. Most people are going to go from that point to that point. So let's say 75%. Because if they signed up for a freebie and gave their email address or mobile number, whatever it is that we'd be asking for, most are going to want to go to that bridge page. Then, once they visited the bridge page, we're encouraging them to register for a webinar. And here our numbers go smaller because, again, they're going to want to pick up whatever it is that they just signed up for. But not everybody's going to want to attend a webinar. So let's say these numbers are smaller. Then we drive them, of course, to the registration page to register. We have the webinar event, and we have a number of sales here that go to an order page. So let's take a look at our projections here. Well, I'll show you first. We did one product, a webinar special offer for $795. Let's just say we only sold 50% of the people that wanted to look at that opportunity here. So then we're going to look at our projections. So I had put $100 each for the ads. So the Google, the Instagram, and the Facebook ads, 100 each. So we had 2,050 visitors that turned into 284 leads. And after our expenses, we're looking at $45,000. If all these numbers were true, and we have no idea if they're going to work or not. Quite honestly, there's a lot more pieces we could offer here. For those that don't show up at the event, we could send them an email. Let's see, we could send them an email. Where's my email? Can't see here. There it is. We could send them an email that drives them to the order page or to watch the webinar, replay. So there's a lot of different things that will go into this. And it isn't until you really start mapping this out and planning this out that you start realizing all the different pieces that have to go into a promotion like this. And so when we look at, let's say we've got this good, we're looking at it now, and we say, okay, we're ready to assemble this. Then we can go into each piece. Let's just look at this here. We go into the ad. We would actually be working with Facebook in this case. We would pull the image in. We would write our copy here. We would do our projections here. I just put $100 in for now, but we'd want to fill all this in so that at any point in time, if any of us are looking at this ad, we then can say, let's add a task here. This also becomes a not only the assembly tool, but project management tool. So let's say design the image ad for the ebook. Now let's leave it at that. We assign it or we add it. Oops, didn't add. Design the image for the ebook. And then we go in, and depending on how many team members we have in here, right now we have 3, we would assign it to a particular team member that we were responsible for that. Now, those could be team members that are in your organization or outsourced people, contractors, whoever would be pulled in to do that piece. There are so many pieces to assemble that not everybody's going to do everything. Well, we do know that there are a lot of entrepreneurs that do everything, but it takes longer. So you can assign all kinds of different people here, and we'll just put done. And then you'll see that there's a number 1 here. Then we'll go in and assemble the opt-in page here. Now, I'm just pulling in a mock-up at this point, but it doesn't really matter what software you use to develop your opt-in page. You could use any number of different tools depending on what you like. What happens is we actually pull the URL in so that you can work right on the design in here. And you can change everything and work on it. You can assign it to people. Right now I've assigned myself to customize the opt-in page, and I can hit done. So we're going to do that with all 3 different options because each page is going to be different. Then you're going to see we have what's called a Kanban, and it's going to show up that I have 2 things I have to do. And if I view one of those, it's going to take me right to where I need to do it. So at any point in time, I can go into that master Kanban and see what tasks I've got to do that day. And then I go in and let's say that I have finished this. I can mark it as done, mark it as done, and then now I can move this over to the, it's not coming up now, the done category. Now I can do done here, and now I don't have that to do anymore. And it should, or then at that point, I can move it over to the done category. And that's how we keep track of all the millions of pieces that have to be developed. So that's a little bit about that. If we go in here, we've got our bridge page. Again, this is kind of a mock-up. We would be using, again, whatever software you like to use. If you don't have software and you just want us to handle that for you, we have software that we prefer to use, and we find it very easy to work with. And again, you just determine what tasks need to be done and who needs to do them to get that page done. And each one, again, would have to be different because of the different freebies that were given away. Then we've got the webinar registration, same kind of thing. We got your pieces that have to be assembled and the tasks that need to be assigned to people. And then at any point in time, you can always go in and see exactly where everything stands. And you can't see it right now, but I have where there's different faces down here for the team members. And if I just want to click on, I think mine's the first one here. I can't move this, or can I? If I click on that, well, it probably will just show mine because that's all there. But if I click it off, then everybody's would show up here. So at any point in time, we can see who all's got what to do. And then we can also do it by time frame. This would be the weeks and when people expect to be getting things done. We don't have this all populated for this example, but it shows you kind of how you're able to really keep a great hold on all these things that have to be done. Now, they could be done in a week. They could be done in a much longer time frame, depending on how big your plan is. And then what we'll do is move from plan, assemble, and now monitor. Now, right now, we're in the planning stage, but very soon we're going to be able to hook up all the software that's used in here, whether it's your software or our software. We'll hook it all up, and then we're going to actually be able to watch the numbers go through in real time. So no more guessing, no more projecting, and that's why I'm saying only put a small portion in your ads, maybe $15, $20 a day for 2 weeks. And we run this through. We just run it all through and see what's working and what isn't working. We're going to be able to see where the conversions stop happening or the conversions seem way too low for what we'd want to see. Well, if that's the case, let's say even on this first opt-in page, we find that our conversions seem really low, then we go in and we tweak that opt-in page to then test it and see if the numbers go up. Same thing with our ads. If we find that our ads are not getting the numbers that we're hoping to get, because let's say we're only getting 200, we're not ever going to get close to those numbers that we were looking at. So it's a matter of test and refine, test and refine, test and refine, and get it to the point where you know you're going to make money on this. Then relaunch it with more ad spend and continue to monitor that on a daily basis. And you don't have to go out to Google or out to all these other places to determine what's working or what isn't working. It's all going to be shown right here inside this software. So what really makes it unique is that everything is being done in here. You've got your ads being written, you've got your copy being written, your images, your designs, everything's happening in one place, and we can see who's working on what and what their progress is, and maybe, you know, what's causing it to slow down or any of that kind of stuff. So just wanted to kind of show you an idea of how you can use a freebie to a bridge page to a webinar to increase your sales. Thanks.